Good evening, everybody. It is October 7th, 2022. Okay, this watch says that it is 8:45. This watch says that it is 8:47. This watch says that it is 8:55. Okay. So, since I had a dream with the number 32, I thought I would go all the way back to 32, and the 32nd Bible in the 32nd book in the Bible is Jonah. Okay, so we'll read all this stuff before Jonah. So this is the Revolve Bible, devotional Revolve Bible. I think it's for teenagers. So, okay, so Jonah, the name Jonah means dove. Person holding the pen God wrote with. Jonah may have been the author, although that's not clear in the text. If Jonah was the author, he referred to himself in the third person. But that was a typical thing for authors to do in the Old Testament. Who got the word? The kingdom of Israel. Jonah was a prophet sent to serve the 10 northern tribes of Israel, kind of like Amos. Those tribes, which were like big families, were getting along with each other and enjoying being rich before Assyria attacked them. 722 BC. But their good times resulted in spiritual laziness. They were basically just going through the motions with God. Jonah's message about their enemies, dramatic spiritual revival, definitely shook things up a bit. When the pen hit the paper, sometime during the reign of King Jeroboam II, from 793 BC to 758 BC. What went down? The highlight of Jonah's story is the amazing report about living in the belly of a gigantic fish for 3 days, which was punishment for trying to disappear behind God's back. Jonah, chapter 1, verses 1 through 17. The story of Jonah is a true tale. Jesus referred to Jonah as a history lesson, not as a parable. Matthew chapter 12, verses 38 through 41. Chapter 16, verse 4. Luke chapter 11, verse 29 through 32. This story shows how a soaking wet Jonah followed God's orders to journey to Nineveh, which was Assyria's capital city. Chapter 2. Jonah's preaching caused a huge, genuine spiritual revival. Chapter 3. Finally, the story ends with Jonah pouting that God shouldn't have been so nice to that bunch of troublemakers. Chapter 4. The second glance chapter. Nimrod, Noah's great-grandson, started the city of Nineveh. Genesis chapter 10, verses 6 through 12. His name makes you think he might not have been the smartest kid in class, but he probably wasn't clueless, since the town he started went on to become one of the largest cities in the ancient world. Chat time. Jonah's whiny temper tantrum after God's display of mercy toward the people of Nineveh is an example of how ugly the human heart can be. Chapter 4. Although Jonah had experienced divine kindness when God poked that whale in the belly, making it burp Jonah up on the beach, he still didn't think the trashy sinners of Assyria should receive God's grace. Discuss the interesting comparisons of Jonah's stinky attitude after his narrow escape to the penny-pinching servant in Jesus' parable about compassion. Matthew chapter 18, verses 21 through 35. Okay, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.